Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's review video, I will be going over Alice in Wonderland, one of my absolute favorite decks ever. Cannot say enough about this. The artwork is incredible. The box is amazing. The guidebook, fantastic. Okay, so it is by Lucy Cavendish, Cavendish. Artwork is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. So last name Beckett -Griffith. So this is the box. It's a pull apart box, solid color inside, really amazing quality. It is from Blue Angel for those who want to know. And on the back of the box, it says, "Journey down the rabbit hole and find the wonderland within. Welcome to this whimsical, thoroughly delightful oracle filled with the wit and wisdom of Wonderland. Inspired by Alice's most famous insights and adventures, you will discover beings whose messages will help you find your way through the rabbit holes, labyrinths, pools of tears, mad tea parties, and unjust courts of life. Prepare to meet the best-loved characters of Wonderland, including the Cheshire Cat, the White Rabbit, and Mad Hatter, all captured in stunning paintings by acclaimed artist Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Beautifully written by beloved author and witch Lucy Cavendish, this rich and imaginative deck is destined to become a true collector's item. 45 cards and a 132-page guidebook. It is highly, highly recommended. It is one of my favorites. I love this deck so much." Okay, this is the back. Put that up for now. I love this deck so much. I spent so much time when it first came in just looking at the artwork, which is stunning, of course. You know, as I've said, anything with artwork by Jasmine is going to be amazing, and Lucy Cavendish has just the best decks. Oh, okay, well, we'll just take those out. Let's shuffle out a few more. These are glossy cards. The cardstock is a little bit, just a tad bit, maybe in my opinion. No, I mean, it's decent. It's not quite as sturdy as I might like, but it's also not what I would call flimsy. So overall, really well made, glossy, average size card, easy to shuffle, really fantastic messages on the cards, and the book is just, can't say enough about that. So let me show you the artwork and read to you from the book for these cards. And I absolutely love that her deck is numbered. I love that her deck is numbered. It makes it so much easier. All right, so first I will show you the card and read what it says, and then I'll check into the guidebook and see what that has to offer. So we have Believe, Strange Encounters, We're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Mortality, life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure. Change. Pause before action. Set your course. Know where you wish to go. Have a plan, the right direction. Impossible things. Working through disbelief. Imagination leaps. Fresh perspective. Okay, let's check out these cards. We'll start with number 34. So we have, and this is what the guidebook is like. The pages are matte. You get a small image up here, keywords. You get a little quote, and then you get some extra guidance on the cards. Impossible things. There's no use trying, she said. One can't believe impossible things. I dare say you haven't had much practice, said the Queen. When I was your age, I always did it for half and half a day. Why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Okay, so that's the little quote that you get. Not too bright. Little quote right here that you get. Alice is correct. It is indeed difficult to believe in impossible things. However, it is the Queen's viewpoint that resonates most with Alice, and when you receive this card, with you too. You are being asked to believe in something that seems impossible at present. This could be a miracle or something that seems too good to be true. It also takes of belief as a matter of discipline and practice. As the Queen says, she practices believing in impossible things. What if you were to practice believing in the impossible? If you were to spend half an hour each day meditating on a miracle? Changing your thoughts or focusing on creating an amazing life, you would slowly but surely expand your limits of possibility. If you devoted a half hour each day to creating wonderful changes within your life, what would you achieve? Financial breakthroughs, relationships, bliss, physical healing. Devote yourself to something you wish to improve. When we do this, then just like the Queen, we too start to believe in impossible things because dedication steadily brings the impossible closer. Divination, a struggle to accept what seems unlikely. Devote regular time to improving a situation, becoming better at something you care about, or changing something for the better. Meditate on a miracle and believe in impossible things. Reversed, stubbornly refusing to believe that any kind of action can change things for the better, denying that action brings results, feeling that something is too far out of your reach or that miracles are for other people. Next, we have set your course. Just give me one moment. Here we are. Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? That depends a good deal on where you want to get to, said the cat. I don't much care where, she said, Alice. Then it doesn't matter which way you go, said the cat. Alice, like so many of us, wants to know which way she ought to go. You, too, may be asking yourself which way to go, what direction to head in. This can include questioning what your sole purpose is, or asking for advice from others on what you ought to do, which way to take your life, what decisions to make, and what you need to do next. Alice is rather lost in Wonderland, and when we are lost, it is only natural to ask those who seem to know more than we do for advice on what we ought to do and where we need to head. But as the Cheshire Cat points out so cleverly, the right direction for Alice depends on where Alice wishes to go. It is the same for you. So now you must spend some time focusing your thoughts toward knowing where it is you wish to go. Once you have a better idea of your desired destination, the ambition you wish to achieve, or the dreams you wish to create, you will know what to do. Until you know that, it will be very hard for anyone to offer you advice at all. This also applies to the advice. I'm just going to start flipping some cards so you can start looking at artwork while I speak. This also applies to the advice you give to yourself. Don't flail about and don't be at the mercy of other people's advice or opinion. Ask yourself what you want to create, do, achieve, and be. You can then seek the very best advice and head in the best direction for you. Divination. Know where you wish to go in this life. Set goals, write a wish list of accomplishments, realizing that to bring your dreams into reality, you need to know what it is you want to do, be, or create. The refusal to be flotsam, okay, Flotsam, any longer, strike out in the best direction for you. Reversed, unable to set a course, drifting, saying you are going with the flow, but allowing others to send you this way and that. Asking for guidance without knowing where it is you wish to go. Refusing to plan or prepare and then feeling confused as to why you seem to be struck this way and thrown the other. Okay, now we have, I wonder what will happen next. This is probably going to be a little bit longer of a video just because this deck in particular is like one of my favorites. But I mean, by now I think you have an idea if you like it or not. But I think I'm going to read 5 more pages. So let's go to, what page was it? Card 2. Okay, so right here in the beginning we have Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversation? There are points in life where everything seems quite perfect. Things are calm, all is well, and we are comfortable, sheltered, easy in ourselves and in our relationships. There is, in short, nothing at all wrong. Then why, oh why, can we not feel satisfied? This is because free spirits grow restless amidst too much sameness. Much as we find Alice and you, dear reader, at this time, while she ought to be enjoying an afternoon beneath the trees in late summer, Alice is actually a little fretful and restless. She wants for adventure, to explore and to reach out beyond the comforts of her current existence. This is the very point you are at. You will decide whether or not to enter into and enjoy all you have and have been given. There is nothing at all wrong with embracing that. Or as you will know from Alice, this could be the point at which you begin to wonder whether this is the place from where you need to explore, stretch, or jump. A small part of you is tired with the tidy, the comfortable, and the repetitive. You would rather the adventurous, where you will learn more of who you truly are than you will in this in-between state of sameness. And people who never ask questions and are content never go beyond the comforts of their current life. You, dear reader, want more. This card tells you that very soon, if you choose, you will have an unprecedented opportunity for adventure. It is your decision, but I think I know what you will choose when the moment of change arrives just in time to save you from the numbness of having too much habit and repetition. This is the very edge of change. Prepare yourself. Reversed, attachment to habit, locked in sameness, comfort over adventure, a lack of curiosity, satisfaction remaining within the same world in a repetitive cycle. Okay, we have how many cards? Because I was thinking about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So we have follow your own good advice. And that's card 10, is it? 10. Yes, okay. 10 it is. So we have, come, there's no use in crying like that, said Alice to herself rather sharply. I advise you to leave off this minute. She generally gave herself very good advice, though she very seldom followed it. And yes, I think some of us can relate to that. There are times when we become overwhelmed and begin to feel as if there would be nothing better at all than to collapse, cry, and turn in on ourselves, particularly if we have made an error of judgment. This is understandable, and we must be permitted to express who we are and how we feel. However, once Alice has cried about a seemingly unsolvable situation, about forgetting something very important, she tells herself that continuing to cry will have no use. This stern command to her emotions brings her back to a place where she can contemplate what is best done next. Anytime you make an error, it can be helpful to grieve a little for the difficulty you have created. But once you have done this, continuing with the sadness serves no real purpose. It is best to follow Alice's example, cry, then stop and follow your own good advice and your own good sense. Receiving this card means you know what you need to do. You need to clear, ground, and center yourself so you can contemplate what to do next. This card also says you do know what is best for you and often give yourself excellent advice, but that you don't often follow it. You are being gently advised to settle yourself emotionally. So think through a problem, to stop admonishing yourself, and to follow your good advice to yourself. Perhaps treating yourself like a close friend or a dear child will help you move calmly forward without criticizing yourself too harshly for the situation you are currently finding yourself in. You can change this if you follow your very good sense. Put these off to the side. Okay. We have divination, harsh self-judgment for mistake or an error made, unmet personal expectation, and causing inconsolable sadness. A reminder to detach, find clarity, and follow your personal internal guidance system, which has some very practical solution. Reversed, a refusal to listen to yourself, making the same mistake over and over. Feeling that if you become emotional, others will step in to rescue you. Thinking that all is doom and gloom, becoming bogged down emotionally and unable to think clearly. Mortality. 42. If that there king was to wake, added Tweedledum, you don't, let me, take two. If that there king was to wake, added Tweedledum, you go out, bang, just like a candle. I shouldn't, Alice exclaimed. Life is, as Tweedledum points out, a strange thing, where we can go out in just a moment. None of us knows how long we have, and no matter what we believe or tell ourselves, we are all mortal in this form. This lifetime is just one brief, bright jewel. Alice denies this, but it is the truth. We are all mortal and we all pass. We must know this so we can hold on to the precious gift that is this existence. When this card comes, it does not mean you are about to pass. It is not a card of death, but a reminder of the beauty and the fragility of this existence. It urges us all to take this life and make it as beautiful and meaningful and full of adventure as we can. Too many of us live as if this life is a burden awaiting another lifetime or a heaven which will save us from this difficult and challenging way of being mortal. Instead of living as if there is forever or a better place to go, or as if other lifetimes or existences in the afterlife will be better, live like this life is all you have. Live like this is the very best you can ever experience. Live like this is the greatest blessing, the most treasured gift you could have ever been given. Life like this life is heaven, and your very existence is a miracle of creation. Because we can and we will go out like a candle someday, and when that takes place, the only true measure of a soul is what we did here with the priceless gift of human life. Divination, appreciation of existence, relishing being alive, making the most of every moment. accepting mortality in ourselves and in others, living in the present, feeling joyful at being alive. Reverse, the belief that this life has less value than any other possible lives. Wasting time, procrastinating, stagnating, waiting for heaven, belief that life is more of a curse than blessing, a burden to be carried, refusing to believe in your own mortality, denial of death's presence within life, living as life goes on forever. And, I'm thinking, at least the way I believe it, yes, this mortal body, this physical body will certainly go at some point, and so will this person, my personality, my ego, all that. But I believe, energy, we are energy, and energy doesn't die. It simply transforms. But you're, of course, allowed to believe whatever you feel aligned with. 23, we're all mad here. But I don't want to go among mad people, Alice remarked. Oh, you can't help that, said the cat. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad. How do you know I'm mad, said Alice. You must be, said the cat, or you wouldn't have come here. Most people like to fit in. Most people like to feel that all other people feel that they are quite normal, and other people like to be around people who are very safe, predictable, and, well, ordinary. Only, as Alice is told by the wise Cheshire cat, we are all mad. There is not a person on this planet that does not have a little secret or a strange little something they have done or do, and yet on and on we go all the time attempting to be so-called normal. And normal changes all the time. Mostly people just want to fit in, blend in with others, to feel they do not stand out in any way. Standing out makes us vulnerable. Although our culture adores its iconic people, we do not generally tolerate difference very well at all. The truth is, we all do have our own little oddities, and we can exhaust ourselves trying to erase their visibility. We hide who we truly are, we do not speak of who we are, and we try to convince ourselves and others that we are just like everyone else. This card asks you to consider why you would want to hide any of your own strangeness, when, as the Cheshire cat says, we are all mad here. We must all be mad, otherwise we would not be here living another lifetime brave enough, mad enough to learn more on this journey of the soul. Divination, beginning to realize that everyone is interesting, a little bit different and full of secrets, good and bad. Understanding that hiding what makes you your very own self is not only exhausting, but is robbing the world of your unique wonder. Discovering you're a little mad, so in truth, everyone else is too. Embrace your eccentricities and your own peculiar genius. Reverse, telling yourself you are normal over and over won't make you so. You may be grounded, wholesome, earthy, realistic, pragmatic, but you're still a little mad. There is no need to deny it so strongly or to point out the madness of everyone else. Come to know your own brand of madness, and you'll be so much more at peace and able to enjoy the amazing life you have been blessed enough to experience. This is one of my absolute favorite cards. So we've got two more left. We have Believe. And we have Nature Communication. Okay, so I'll do this one first. 31. So nice when the cards are numbered. Do you know I always thought unicorns were fabulous monsters too? I never saw one alive before. Well, now that we have seen each other, said the unicorn, if you'll believe in me, I'll believe in you. Is that a bargain? When Alice and the unicorn meet in Through the Looking Glass, neither of them can quite believe what is taking place. For the unicorn, humans are legendary, particularly human children. He never quite believed they were real and thought them to be a fabulous monster. Alice, in her own way, says she never thought unicorns were real either, but they are two fabulous monsters. and they each must accept the reality of the other's existence. This could be taking place in your life at present. You could be meeting people whose experiences are most unlike those you've had thus far. You may be encountering spirits or beings, mystical events that make you wonder at the very nature of reality itself. Once you have experienced the strange reality of people unlike yourself, or of spiritual encounters with guides, visions, or prophetic dreams that leave you marveling at the universe, you can no longer deny the existence of such things. Then existence will seem just as strange to others. This card asks you to accept that others unlike yourself exist. They will then accept your differences too. In this way, we can begin to believe in each other and live side by side, as different as we may be. Meeting people who are very unlike people you have met before, mystics, events, and peculiar experiences, interacting with different cultures, customs, and belief systems, mystical encounters with elemental beings who interact with you, finding out they are just as real as you, discovering new places, environments, even climates that are different to any you have experienced before, something unusual that is most decidedly as real as you are. Reversed, refusing to accept differences, feeling that your spiritual encounters or mystical visions are unreal, untrue, or fantasy. Dislike being in unfamiliar places or spaces, finding people too different for you to really connect or engage with, a refusal or difficulty believing in the existence of elemental beings. Okay, so we have one more. And that is this gorgeous card. Love the colors. Oh, I wish I could paint like this. I mean, I like to paint, but my paintings are mostly for fun. And actually, because they are kind of spiritual in nature, I will show my paintings at some point if you are interested. And maybe even if you're not interested, I don't know, I may make a video of them at some point. Nature communication. We have card 37. Oh, Tiger Lily, said Alice, addressing herself to one that was waving gracefully in the wind. I wish you could talk. We can talk, said the Tiger Lily, when there's anybody worth talking to. With this card, Alice thinks that because the flowers are, well, flowers, that they cannot speak, reason, or communicate. They are not like her, and therefore she thinks they cannot ever understand or connect with her. Alice assumes the same applies in the opposite direction, but to her surprise, the flowers in Through the Looking Glass can speak. And they are very critical, very picky, and very aware of their choices. While they also make assumptions, thinking Alice to be a flower like them, yet unlike them, they reveal that most of the time they do not speak because they feel there simply isn't anyone worth talking to. Alice then realizes the flowers have recognized her as someone worth talking to, perhaps because she has praised their beauty and simply wished to be able to communicate. She also has humility and a desire to understand. When this card comes to you, do not make assumptions about people, creatures, or beings who seem too different for you to communicate with. There's always a way to bridge the gap between us. If you request for these beings to speak with you, stay open to the possibility there will be communication. Be a person worth communicating with. Open your heart and mind and express your desire in that way. New bonds and cords of understanding can grow between the human world and the wonders all about us. Divination, you are being asked to make assumptions, not to make assumptions. I thought that was a little strange. You are being asked not to make assumptions, be open to possibilities that seem to be outside rational expectation. Attempts to communicate with beings from other realms within nature, spiritual planes, or even just humans. It is thought that there is no chance of speaking to or being understood by. Be open and express the desire for communication. Be more lateral and less literal about the ways communication can take place. Be a being worth communicating with. This will go far. Reversed. Stubbornness, refusing to approach language from a different perspective. Assuming signs and communication must be fit within your own. Assuming things about other beings without really tuning in, refusing to expand your capacity for understanding. Okay, so that was the last one. I'll show you these last few cards. We have all must have prizes, trying to please everyone. Belong to your own dream, create your own life. Painting the roses red, covering up errors. Never jam today, promises that never come to be, empty words, not living in the now. Find the lesson, discover the purpose in a situation, trust that you are learning. All in the golden afternoon, inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. I love that card. It makes me want to spend an afternoon painting and listening to music. Clock time, pressure, in a rush. Keep your temper, don't allow anger to rule you. And that is the cards, my friends. That is about all I can show you and tell you. It is an amazing deck. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. I'm hoping in the near future I will see some more decks along these lines. I would buy like pretty much anything that was along these lines for a deck. I mean, great quality, great artwork, fabulous messages, really interesting, unique. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so once again, that was the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. And I got mine on Amazon, and it's from Blue Angel. In the next review, I will be covering, I'll be covering another one by Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I am obsessed with these decks. I wish they would come out with more and more and more. I would probably have to clear my closet of clothes just so I can have room for all the decks. But this is what we'll be covering in the next video. So that being said, thank you for your time. Until next time, take care and much love.